Hello, everybody. I hope you're listening because this is the first time I do this. I never done nothing like this in my life, so I feel like kind of a virgin on my wedding night. It's the first time I do this, so I hope it works, and I hope you guys enjoy it. This is my tiny contribution to try to make everybody a little happier, caress some soul and hearts, and hopefully you will have a good time. I'm gonna play about 12 songs, specially selected just for this occasion. Uh, so had a marvelous time. I hope the sound is okay. It's all from my cell phone, so let's hope for the best. And the first song that I'm going to play is, I think it's a perfect song to start the evening. It's called The Prayer. I happen to know the composer is a wonderful artist, recording artist, producer, pianist called David Foster. He has played for me a few times. I played for him a few times, and I think that's the best he ever wrote. From the movie The Quest for Camelot. I love that song. It's a fabulous song. So I hope you will enjoy it, and let's start with the prayer, and then we take it from there. Enjoy it. Thank you. And that was The Prayer. Now I want to play for you a timeless song that is favorite for many years at the Peninsula. There's not a week that somebody doesn't request that song for many years. It's a fabulous song from the movie Casablanca, and it's called As Time Goes By. Now, this is one of my very, very favorite songs by, I think, the greatest living Mexican composer called Armando Manzanero. The song, the name is very appropriate. It's called Te extraño, which means I miss you. So we all miss our lives, how were we doing, our past lives. Hopefully they will come back very soon for all of us. So we miss a lot of things. So it's a very poignant song called Te extraño, I miss you, by Armando Manzanero. Extraño, Armando Manzanero. I will answer to some of the comments because I don't see them here on my iPad. So probably by the time I finish, I see some comments here. I'm so glad. Yes, I love to tell you about the songs. Armando Manzanero. Hello from Mexico. Yes, I say hello to my friends in Mexico, and I'm glad you're happy. You're watching my friends. David. Hello, David. Megan Hadley, Kevin Francis. All those people, thank you so much for watching. By the time when I finish my mini concert, I'll be able to answer more individually to each one of you. Now, a beautiful song by the great American composer George Gershwin, which had very, very, very short life, 39 years for an amazing span of his beautiful music. These days, nobody's doing much as embracing, so it's a perfect song for the day. It's called Embraceable You. little Chopin. This is an amazing prelude. Very, very short. It's only one page, only a few bars. It lasts probably about 100 seconds. And I'm glad that you like the comments that I'm making about the songs, because this is a little soap opera with this prelude. Some publisher call it tristesse, which means sadness. Chopin wrote it when he went with his lover, George Sand, to the island of Mallorca in Spain. It was called La Cartuja de Valdemosa, the Valdemosa cloister. That's where he wrote all his preludes, 24 preludes, and each one in different key. This is the number 4. Very small but very profound, in my opinion. There was a writer called Solange Sand, the daughter of George Sand. George Sand was the lover of Frédéric Chopin for a few years. George was not a man. That was her nom de plume, her pseudonym to write her novels. She was a very well-known writer in France in the 1800s. She was friends of composers. She was a friend of Franz Liszt, too, writers and painters. And she will have a lot of reunions in her house and in her little place called the Chateau de Nohant outside Paris. So they went together with Chopin. And he got very sick over there in Mallorca when he wrote these preludes. And then George Sand decided to write a name for each one of the preludes. Fortunately, her daughter Solange, who was a great admirer of Chopin, decided to remember and wrote down the name of every prelude that her mother wrote about Chopin. This one she wrote, Quelle larme au fond du cloître humide. What tears at the bottom of a human monastery. Cloître is a word that I've never used in French in my conversations, because cloître is an old-fashioned word to mean a monastery, a place for praying, or a cloister. And very appropriate, I think. And the great Hans von Bülow, which was a wonderful pianist, probably the star pianist of Franz Liszt, loved that song. That piece. He loves it. He calls it a prelude of despair. Bülow was a character. Not only he was a star student of Franz Liszt, but he met Liszt's daughter, Cosima, and they fell in love and they got married. And then Bülow met Richard Wagner, and Liszt and Bülow were huge supporters of the music of Wagner, his brilliant talent, his genius, not of his personality, because the guy in his private life he wasn't probably very nice, but and he was an anti-Semite on top of that. But he was recognized by even the Jewish conductors of the time, and he was a genius as a composer. So Cosima, while she's married to Hans von Bülow, meets Richard Wagner, and Richard Wagner is married, and they start an affair. And Bülow find out about the affair, didn't say anything. One time even he walked into the bedroom and he found them together. And he still talks to Cosima, he still talks to Wagner. They may have 1 and 2 child together. By the 3rd children, I think that's where Bülow decided, I'm getting a divorce. And after that, Cosima stayed with Richard Wagner until the day he died. And this very, very small prelude, I think sometimes called tristesse, but it's very lovely. It's the prelude number 4 by Frédéric Chopin. think that was almost like a little bit of meditation, a little bit of, you know, quiet moment, quiet prayer. Well, I see a lot of comments over here. Hi, Antonio. Hi, Melanie. Tomiko, great to see you in my living room. No, Tomiko, I'm not in your living room. I'm in my living room. And but still, that's very, very nice. Alfredo is watching. Christina Bastet is watching. Alia Sherman, hello, Alia, all the way to Montana, I think. This disappeared all the time, so I don't know what happened. Juan Manfred, bravo, thank you so much. I will answer to all of them more after the concert. I never imagined that we'll be spending Easter this way, but I hope I can give you a little joy and happiness and solace with my music. Now this is in honor of my friend in New York, who they're having probably the hardest time in the whole country. Hopefully this song will lift your spirits. New York, New York. The next song that I'm gonna play for you, it really has wonderful memories of my childhood, and maybe my brother Javier will remember that our grandmother, who was my very first piano teacher, Elena Porragas Rodriguez de la Gala, she used to play the music of Ponce, which is what I'm gonna play right now, an intermezzo by Ponce. Intermezzo means interlude in between songs, small piece. And so my grandmother would play the music of Ponce while Ponce was alive, and she was playing Rachmaninoff while Rachmaninoff was alive. And I think, doing calculations, my grandmother was born the year that Franz Liszt died. But I'm not too sure because it's difficult to find those records. But she loved this piece. And of course, I also think about my teacher at the National Conservatory of Music in Mexico City, one of the most distinguished teachers in the history of Mexico, Joaquin Amparan. He was the director of the National Conservatory of Music when I became his student. I was very lucky to become his student. He only had about 6 or 7 students. Maestro Amparan was the student of Ponce, the composer that I'm going to play right now. Ponce was a student of Martin Krauss. Krauss was one of the star students of Franz Liszt, and Franz Liszt studied with Carl Czerny, and Czerny studied with Beethoven. So it's an amazing legacy. Doesn't make me a better pianist because of that, but I think it's an interesting fact. So this is a beautiful intermezzo by Manuel M. Ponce. song. Antonio Ponce. It's a little jewel of a piece that I always loved since I was a little boy. I always think about my grandmother and my teacher. And Ponce was a composer who was big at the end of the 1800s and the beginning of the 1900s and the life of Mexico. Now I'm going to play a tango for you. And if you feel like dancing in your house with somebody in your feet, sitting in your couch, you can do it. Sometimes when I play tangos, people at the peninsula start dancing, so feel free to dance in your house. Nobody's watching. This is one of the most famous tangos called La Comparsita. There is something very interesting about this town that not many people know. At the Olympic Games in 2000 in Sydney, Australia, when the Argentinian delegation came out and they played La Comparsita, eventually the government of Uruguay put a strong complaint because, believe it or not, that tango was written by a musician and Uruguayan composer. Yeah, I think his name was Gerardo Matos Rodriguez. He was an Uruguayan composer, but the tango is extremely well known all over the world. So this is La Comparsita, so written by Uruguayan composer. That tango became very famous in this country because Gene Kelly did it in the movie Anchors Away, and I think Jack Lemmon in Some Like It Hot. So it's a fun tango. My next piece, I hope I can pronounce this and I don't mess up the whole name. I think, oh boy, it's called Yerushalayim Shel Sahab. I'm sorry about my Hebrew, it's not that good, but it means Golden Jerusalem or Jerusalem of gold. It's a beautiful piece, which is just perfect because my Jewish friends just celebrating Passover. This song is almost like the national anthem in Israel. The song was actually inspired by an old lullaby from the Basque region of Spain. And the Basque region is in the northern part of Spain and the southern part of France. And it was a lullaby called Foolish Joseph. And it sounds a lot. When the composer of Jerusalem listened to the guitarist from Spain called Paco Ibáñez, he played a lullaby and she was inspired for that and she used a lot of the melody. And then one time she apologized to him and he says, "I'm delighted and honored that you're using that for your beautiful song." So there were no hard feelings. I love this song. So I'm gonna play for you right now. My next songs, we're coming close to the end of the program, 3 more songs. This is a song so appropriate for the time, written by John Lennon, doesn't need much of an introduction, because it's almost like a dream wish. It's called Imagine. To fight the unbeatable foe, to reach the unreachable star. Those are the last 2 lines of the next song that I'm going to play, called The Impossible Dream, from a beautiful play called Man of La Mancha, inspired of course in the immortal characters of Don Quixote de la Mancha, Sancho Panza, Dulcinea, created by the great Miguel de Cervantes Saavedra. And I'm sure we're gonna defeat that. We're all gonna defeat it together. Let's stay together. I never imagined I would be using the word social distance. In my entire life in this country, I never used the sentence social distance, but we all have to do it. So this is The Impossible Dream. reach the unreachable star. We're gonna reach that star. Before I play the last song, some of you asked me about my book and my CDs. My CDs, the only way you can buy them now is through me. You can directly, $20 every CD. Either send me a check and I take care of the shipping, the handlings, the postage, everything. I sign it for you if you want me to. Then I have my classical CD where I have the Ponce piece and the Chopin CD. I have the favorites one where I have the As Time Goes By. And I have, the tango. This is my tango when I have La Comparsita. This is what I have, Time Goes By. And my Christmas CD. You only can buy it through me. So, because they don't sell CDs any other place. For my book, if you want my book available on Kindle, you can get it on Amazon on Kindle. And if you have Nook Baby, that will be on Barnes and Noble. If you want the physical book, the only way to get it right now is either I send it to you, same thing, $20. If you buy the book and the CD, I give you a break, $35 for both of us. Or you can get it at a virtual store. That will be store.bookbaby.com. Store.bookbaby.com. They will send you my physical book. I'm very happy that some amazing writers like the foreword was by the great T.A. Barron, an international bestseller writer, and another friend of mine, John Lesquart, a wonderful international bestseller, wrote a beautiful review, and other very well-established writers wrote amazing endorsements. So I hope you will enjoy it, and I know some of you have. That would be the only way to get it for now. And I decided to check. I went to Amazon today to check if they have over there the Kindle, and they do have it. And then I was very surprised when I went to CDs and music that some of my music was selling not by me, because I don't have my CDs on Amazon, but you can buy it on Amazon. I won't get 5 cents. Somebody's selling my CDs at $40, $50, $60, which is crazy. And even my In the Key of Romance CD that nobody has anymore, I saw it for $907. $907. I wouldn't pay that for any CD unless it's by Chopin of Liszt themselves. No, I think that's crazy. But yes, it was there. Great book. Thank you, Robert Falk. I'm glad you enjoyed my Luca Bonfani. Bravo, Antonio. Bravo, Maestro. Very kind, all these comments. You know, Jackie Meyer is watching, Luis Francisco is watching, Joan Mandra, Encore. Thank you. Yes, one more piece. So now you know where to get my book with me, or store.bookbaby.com, and my CD is only with me. I'm gonna play the last song. The last song is the same song that I finish every night at the hotel, and every time that I work in every hotel, I always finish with the same song. It was a song written by a French composer, and yes, you do call it. Original is called Comme d'habitude, as usual. Jacques Revaux. I mean, that name is not rings the bell, but Jacques Revaux wrote Comme d'habitude, and every night I finish with that song. And then Canadian singer and songwriter called Paul Anka decided to write some lyrics in English. Then he gave that song and the lyrics to Frank Sinatra. The song is called My Way, and the rest is history. Anybody who knows me, you know that my last song at the Beverly Hills Hotel and the Peninsula, and my last night at the Peninsula before we close, is always My Way. When I play My Way, everybody says, check please, that means we're leaving. So I'm gonna finish with My Way, and I hope you guys have a wonderful time. I hope you pray for all of us, and I hope you have a great time. So this is My Way. I always do music my way. So I want to say thank you very much. Muchas gracias. Muito obrigado. Merci beaucoup. Dankeschön. Mille grazie. 감사합니다. 谢谢. toda para. Goman. Domo arigato gozaimasu. Until the next time, I'm gonna do another mini concert on Instagram soon. I will let you know in advance. I hope you had a good time. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. That was exactly what I wanted to do, about 50 minutes, almost to the dot. And I hope I could live up your night a little bit and make you a little bit happier for a few minutes. Thank you for watching. I'll see you again. Hopefully I'll see you at the Peninsula very, very soon. Good night, everyone.